Good morning everybody, welcome to Immortal Gaming. This is me again, Marvin, and we're now here for another video for Ragnarok M Classic. And this time we're going to be talking about the new memories that you could get from the new instance that we had on the update yesterday, the Space of Time. And that is this new memory, the Rejuvenating Galaxy. You could actually equip it on 3 of your gears, the offhand, the back, and the tail. All of this have this memory, and you could actually get additional stats or word attribute from this. You could change it from ignore def, ignore mdef, the usual one, physical attack, magical attack, and true AA damage, true skill damage. Now we could get damage of all attributes or elements, damage to all races. And this have been, causing a confusion on our stream yesterday. So I just have to clear it out because when before I went to bed, I tried it on my own and I actually sacrificed some of my, actually not some, I think it's more than 11, I think, memory crystal cores. I'm always the sacrifice. But anyway, if ever you like this and you appreciate the sacrifice that I did, kindly please like and subscribe on my channel because we're gonna reach 50,000 and we're gonna give a lot of giveaways when we reach 50,000 subscribers. Okay, enough yapping. Okay, so I tried it, but please take note that first of all, this is case-to-case basis. Okay, if you are already on the mid to end game, then of course you can follow this video. If you are still a beginner, you have to get ignore def or ignore mdef. That is the #1 rule of thumb, okay? Because at the early stages, your stats cannot catch up the level that you have on your character. So it's very important to focus first on ignore def and ignore mdef, okay? So but if you want to know how much ignore physical def and ignore mdef, I have the stats for ignore mdef, but ignore physical def, kindly please help me on that one. Please comment it down below how much ignore def you would actually have to have on your character. But on ignore mdef, the maximum that you need is 160% for Constellation 5 as of the moment on our instances, and the hardest is the Thanatos Brave, which needs 140%, okay, on maximum. But there is this thing that we call the diminishing returns. So as you get nearer to the maximum needed ignore mdef or ignore physical def stats that you need to conquer that dungeon, the less increase in the damage output that you would be getting on your character.
Wow, ang yaman! Naka-SB na naman!
Siyempre, ang laki ng discount sa Lapakgaming eh. Thank you, Lapakgaming! Yes, that's right! More and more people are topping up on Lapakgaming because of its huge discounts. A normal $90 package can be lessened by as much as 15% discount. That's right! If you will top up in-game, you will normally spend 5,000 to 6,000 pesos. But now, because of Lapakgaming, you will spend less. And that will give you a huge discount and huge savings. So what are you waiting for? Visit Lapakgaming on the description to get huge discount deals from this site. And not only that, if you will key in the current code for Lapakgaming, you will get additional discounts for your top-up purchase. What are you waiting for? Top up in Lapakgaming with me! That's why if you could see on our stream, we get around 120 to 140%. It's variable depending on the instance that we're running on that stage. Because sometimes increasing 20% ignore mdef would put less damage on the enemy than getting additional 10% versus boss monsters. So but that does not mean that you don't need to fill in the gap on the 140% ignore magic defense. Okay? Please take note on that. I am just doing this because I don't have the proper gears yet to achieve 140% perfect ignore MDef for Thanatos Brave and 160% ignore MDef for Constellation Stage 5. But as of the moment, that is the priority, okay? So ignore MDef and ignore physical def for the beginners, and for the mid or end game, if you already have close to 140% ignore MDef, that's a time that you sort out to different stats like magical attack or damage to raise or damage on your element. So, which one on my case? On my case, I have tested it and I am showing it on the screen right now, the differences, okay? The top one is with magical attack plus 2% or magical attack plus 6% because I've reset my words on 3 of those rejuvenating galaxy. So, I got 6% magical attack. The second one is damage of all elements, okay? And the next one is damage of all races. So as you can see, the damage of all races is the highest among all. Now, you might say that, well, in your case, you'll be dealing higher damage if you'll be using the true skill damage plus 2,000. Yes, you might say that that is correct, but it's already given, okay? It's already given that you'll be, getting 6,000 additional damage on the true skill damage with 3 converted on Rejuvenating Galaxy. But I don't want to spend any more Crystal Core. That's gonna be another 3 Crystal Core, and maybe next week will be changing, but it depends. You know, in the long run, the damage to all races is still gonna be the best one, particularly for the ones that are doing burst damage, okay? But in my case, you know, as I've told you guys, it's case-to-case basis. But as of the moment, in terms of overall raw damage, I think damage to all races reigns supreme versus all of these words. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, please do leave a like. Share this to your friends and click the bell notification button so you get notified every time I upload a new video, start a new stream, or a new content. That's it. See you again in the next video. Bye-bye! 'Cause now I found you.